Welcome to the Map My Records Salesforce App Exchange listing. Map My Records is a super simple and highly customizable map for any standard or custom object. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to use Map My Record and get the most value out of it. So here I am, logged into my instance of Salesforce, and I'm currently looking at an account screen. This account page layout is customized to have a single component here on the screen, and all I'm going to do is go into the Edit page under the Setup menu, and drag on the record map component. As you can see, Map My Records has automatically detected the location of this particular account. And it's done that because the Map My Records component is defaulted to use the billing address on the account record. And we can see that on the right hand side here. I can customize the zoom level to zoom further out or closer in. I can customize the API names for all of the fields to do with Map My Records. First of all, the name of the record and the description of the record. And I'll show you that in a moment when we click on this pin in the user experience. We can then customize the API names for each of the address fields. These are configured by default to the account billing address, so I don't need to change anything when I'm using an account record. I can remove the margin entirely from the component in order to embed it directly into Salesforce, or I can keep the margin with that card style look and theme of Lightning Experience. I can customize the margin title to say something other than account. For example, in future I might want to change that to a contact, but for now let's leave it with an account. And I can change the color of the icon. For example, on this account, maybe I want this icon to be blue. Saving the record, I can return to my account, and I'll see Map My Records embedded in the page. This is obviously a very large example, but it doesn't have to be. This can be in accordance with your own configuration. The Map My Records title here is being pulled from the account record under the name field that we chose, and at the moment I don't have a description. Simply adding a description to this account now. I can then see the description is being pulled in to Map My Records. So that's great, and that's the default behavior. Now how about using it on a different standard object within Salesforce, such as contact? Here I have a contact called Michael Holt. I'm going to once again edit the page, drag my component this time into a much smaller area of the screen, and here we get an error, no access to specified mapping fields. And that's because the API names of billing address don't exist on the contact record. We'll need to update these to use some API names that we do have on the contact record, such as the standard mailing address fields. Once done, Map My Records will automatically pick up the mailing address of the contact record and drop the pin in the right place. I'll leave the name and description as is, but perhaps I'll change the title to contact and the color to purple. I can save the record, return to the screen, and now my Salesforce users have a visually enhanced experience. They can see the location of this contact when they're dealing with this particular record. Finally, I want to show you using a custom object within Salesforce. I've created an object called Properties, and here I've created a record. I'm going to edit the page one final time, drag on my record map component, and this time use some custom fields on this object. I don't have a description field on this object, so I'm just going to take the description out, and Map My Records happily pops the pin down for me. I'm going to remove the margin entirely just to show you what that looks like. Save my changes and go back to my custom object. So that's using Map My Records with accounts, contacts, and a custom object called Properties. This can be used with any standard or custom object, so long as you have some address fields to use. So the last thing I'd like to take you through is this Map Errors object. Map Errors is a custom object that exists within the Map My Records package. When you install Map My Records, you can get access to the Map Errors object by adding the permission set to your user. I'll quickly show you how to do this. We'll enter the Setup menu. Under Permission Sets, find the Lightning Map Admin permission set, Manage Assignments, Add Assignments, and then add any users who should be administrators of Map My Records. Now let's take you through what the map errors object is really doing. I'm going to customize the properties component one more time and use a field which Map My Records doesn't have access to. For example, let's imagine I've made a mistake and I've put streets. Map My Records can no longer find that API name, and as a result it gives us this error. I'm going to save this and return to the screen. Go to the map errors object, and I'll find an error has been created. Here, an administrator can see exactly the query that Map My Records is trying to run, what the error was, and then as a result go back and fix the problem. So here we can see the object on which the error occurred, the particular record on which the error occurred. In addition, we can see the exact query, including our incorrect API name, and the error which Map My Records received. As a result, we can see that no such column streets exists on the property object. We can see that that's the error that occurred. We can go back, we can fix it, and make sure that Map My Records is working for all of our users. So thanks very much for watching the Map My Records overview video. Please come along and leave a rating and a review, and provide any suggestions that you may feel Map My Records might benefit from. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye.